Dawn is breaking as you make your way carefully along the woodland path. The leaves slick and wet beneath your feet. The only sounds, the occasional bird and the drip, drip, drip of water droplets from the trees. As the sky grows lighter, more of the surrounding landscape comes into view. What are you all doing? Okay, I'm going to use my familiar to scout ahead. Max, I'm going to put a hand on your shoulder while I go into her eyes, and I'm going to look through them, and then I will report back anything I notice. Okay, Astrid, you go ahead and roll perception. Max, what about you?
I'm just going to stay here and wait and see what Astrid says.
All right, and Bogarth?
I'm going to go and start digging through the leaves to see if I can find any conkers, ones with nice hard shells on that I might be able to use as weapons.
Roll an investigation check for me. And Nerissa?
Huh?
What are you doing, Nerissa?
Oh, I'm going to go to Comic-Con at the East Kilbride shopping centre. It's on today and tomorrow. You can come if you want.
I've spent ages working on this campaign.
Oh, I rolled 17. Did I get any conkers? Anyone? Comic-Con was crazy busy, but it was a Saturday afternoon, so I did expect it to be pretty popular, but it was so busy that I couldn't really get near any of the stalls. So it is on tomorrow, and I am planning to go back because that Dungeons and Dragons stall in particular has some items I definitely want to take a closer look at. So I will be taking a shopping bag and I will be taking some money with me. I have not played Dungeons and Dragons for over 10 years now, but I would love to play again. I don't know of any groups in my area, so if you happen to also want to play Dungeons and Dragons and you are local to South Lanarkshire, then you can let me know over on Instagram, Kaz Loves Cakes. I used to play a bard. I don't think I would want to play a bard again. I think I would want to try something different. I DM'd a couple of times, but it was really basic, and I mean, I would learn to DM if I had to. If I couldn't find a group or a dungeon master, then I would be willing to step into the role of dungeon master and create a group. But I would have a lot of learning to do, so it's not an area which I am very experienced in. But watching Critical Role has really, really got me hooked on it, and it's really made me miss sitting for hours on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon in a darkened room, bags of snacks, lots of dice, and yeah, just going on a magical adventure. I do have something planned for this afternoon, and that is going to involve going into the kitchen. I'm not going to do it right away. I'm just going to sit down for a bit and chill, and then I'll go through and I'll take you guys with me. I am making Rocky Road again, and it's going to be the same, mostly the same recipe as the one I made in my last vlog. So I'm not going to take you through it step by step because I did that in the last vlog. So that's my 250 grams of crushed Lotus Biscoff biscuits. I am doing a blonde chocolate flavoured Rocky Road this time. So I have scraped this jar as much as I can. I've only got 110 grams. You're meant to have 125 grams of spread, but I figure that will be fine. This spread is a lot softer already than the Biscoff, so I won't need to melt it as much. I've got my 400 grams of white chocolate ready to melt and my 50 grams of butter, which I will mix in with that, and then I will add the spread. And I'm going to add marshmallows again, and I've got some sultanas and some Karamak buttons, but I'm not melting those down. I'm gonna maybe crush them a bit in the bag. I went for the bag of buttons because that was the cheapest way to get caramel. I would have loved to make it with caramel chocolate instead of white chocolate, but that was going to cost me £5 at £1.25 a bar, and it was £2 for the white chocolate. So yeah, so I'm going to get on with that. I am going to do it on a time lapse. If you didn't see my previous vlog where I made Rocky Road, the recipe and everything is in that. I'll try and remember to put a link to it in the description below. I used my bigger bowl this time, which is just as well because it wouldn't fit in the smaller one. So as I did last time, I'm just going to pack it into my prepared tray and then pop it in the fridge, and it should be good to tuck into tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And that's my Rocky Road. Since this video seems to be about showing off some of my hobbies, I'm going to introduce you to another one of mine. Now, I have hinted at this in a previous video with a top that I wore, but I'm not sure that anybody picked up on it. Nobody commented on it, at least. So I am mostly going to have you on time lapse, and I'm going to have to position the iPad very far away from me to try and get everything in shot. The first thing I am going to be doing is locating a joist in my ceiling. Now, the easiest way to do this is with a stud finder. I do not have a stud finder, so I will just be using the good old knuckle test. I have installed what I'm about to install before in this flat, so I already have a rough idea of where the joist is. Right, enough talking. Need to get my muscles ready because this is going to be quite the assembly job. Well, I can't lie, that was more difficult than it needed to be because it's so long since I have put one of these X poles up. I couldn't remember how many sections it needs. It's a completely removable pole, and there are 2 extension pieces which I have not fitted because they are for much higher ceilings than the average house. You do need to have bare arms and bare legs and sometimes a bare midriff, because it is the skin against the metal which will hold you in place and stop you from falling on your head. It's held in place by pressure. It is on static mode, which means it is still, but it does have a spinny option, which means if I spin, the pole spins too. I don't like spinny mode, it makes me feel quite sick. It's a very old style X pole. I'm not about to start posting a load of pole dancing videos. This is how I used to keep fit many moons ago. I went to classes that were taught in Glasgow, and then there were some in East Kilbride that I attended, and it was all about having fun, female empowerment and getting fit. And plenty of guys do pole dancing as well. You can let me know if you have any questions about the pole. I guess I should check if I can still do any moves. That's so painful. Every time you do a new move, it really, really hurts. There we go. One pole installed. God, I feel dizzy. So after putting up the pole, I changed into a more Comic-Con appropriate outfit and I went back up, and because I got there early, it was a lot quieter. It wasn't quiet, but it was a lot quieter. And I was able to actually speak to some of the stall holders, and I have to say, every single person I spoke to was so lovely. You can really tell how passionate they are about what they're creating and selling. And honestly, there's so much talent. I wish I could draw. I cannot draw at all. But some of the artwork, my God, mind-blowing. I just thought I would show you this little section which I just could not get near yesterday. It's got quite a few items of sci-fi and comic memorabilia on display. Now, I only made purchases from 2 stalls. One of them I'm not going to show you because it's a gift for somebody who is highly likely to see this video, and this video will go out before they receive that gift. So one of the items I bought will have to remain a mystery. However, I did treat myself to a couple of things, and I have them here in this bag to show you. So the first thing I got was a set of dice. Regular viewers will know how much I love pink, and I was torn because there were some really, really gorgeous dice sets, but in the end I went for the pink. So hopefully I'll get an opportunity to use these, but if not, they will certainly look very attractive on one of my bookshelves. And sticking with the Dungeons and Dragons theme, I also got a necklace. I just thought this was so unusual and so pretty. I restrained myself because honestly, there were some gorgeous dice bags. I thought it would be really lovely to get a teal dice bag to put these in, but not yet. I have spent quite enough for one weekend, but yeah, it was really, really good, and I'm really glad that I went back a second time. I chickened out of asking any of the stall holders if I could film them. Film of stalls, but not of any actual purchasing or discussion about the items on the stalls. I will be putting links to the 2 vendors that I purchased from, even though I've only been able to show you the purchases from one of them. So if you want to follow them on Instagram and have a look at some of their work, there will be links in the box below. I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. It's not been the longest vlog, but I do hope that you will come back for the next video. Until then, take care. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
This is who I purchased some artwork from. Check her out because it is incredible. And this is where I got my dice and my pendant from. Again, so many gorgeous items for sale.